Hello everyone, my name is Winters and welcome back to this Let's Play series of Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. I suppose the first thing we're going to talk about is it is now Christmas time, or winter time, whatever, and we have a Christmas tree in our garage, which is a nice little feature. Depending on the time of year, it'll put different things. Some of you may remember some pumpkins around here when it was Halloween. But we have 5 jobs in the garage. This is the one we're going to work on in this episode. These are all normal orders. I think this one is a money bonus order, and I picked this one up off camera, and it is an experience order. So let's take a gander at this bad boy and see what we have to do. General running gear control and repair. Brake system needs fixing. Right, let's see if we can move it to the test path, because I would imagine that is going to show us the majority of the problems, which I think would be suspension related. So first up we have the brakes up front, and it looks like the brakes on the left hand side are below average, on the right hand side are in poor condition. Brakes on the rear on the left hand side are below average. Brakes on the right are in very poor condition. We're moving on to the suspension now, and sure enough, here we are. Suspension both left and right are in very poor condition, so I was expecting that. And in the back, above average and below average, so we were able to discover a few items there. Anyway, let's move this Jeep back to lifter A. And we'll get her up on the first stage of the lift. We're going to pop the hood. Going to get a gander in here. Is there an ABS module and pump? There is not. Okay, so let's highlight the parts that need work. And that'll make things much easier on us if we know exactly where we have to work. Brake system needs fixing. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff still to be discovered. So we're going to lift her up to the top level, and I believe we're going to take off this wheel first. Yep, sure enough, we have to take off this bad boy. Let's go over and take this wheel off. And, right, brake drums. Looks like the drive shaft needs work, so we'll pull that out as far as there. We'll look at that knuckle. So all of this needs to come off. What is still? The outer tie rod. Okay, we'll get that off. And now we can take off that steering knuckle. Shock, you can come out. Rubber bushing, you can come out, because we have to replace that spring. We'll move on to the U-bolts next. Hopefully this job shouldn't take too long, maybe about 10 minutes, all in all. Maybe a tad more, we'll see. It depends on how quickly we can identify parts that need replacing. Let's move over to this side now. Oh, shoes are in really bad condition there. And if I remember right, that knuckle did need to be removed. Whoops. Here we go, this is what I'm looking for. That steering rack can come out as well, actually. U-bolts, moved on to you next. Rubber bushing. Get this steering knuckle out. Get this other rubber bushing. Then the spring can come out. And right, now we're putting parts back together. So I should have a lot of this. I won't have all of it. I know for a fact I won't have all of the parts that are needed. But we'll progress as far as we can. Actually, do you know what I should do? This is what I should recondition parts, whatever I can, and there isn't a lot. Right. Back to putting parts back on. We'll get this plate in. We'll get U-bolts in. Now, I wonder, do I have those shocks? Are they front shock absorber B? Yeah, I didn't think so. Do I have one of these steering knuckle rings? I do. And the wheel hub 4 we definitely have. Drive axle G we have. Drum wheel cylinder we have. Brake shoes we definitely have. And I think we should have brake drums. We do. Right. Steering rack, you're next. Followed by inner tie rod. Followed by outer tie rod. And we'll move over to the other side now. Start getting bits on here. Let's get that spring in. The plate next. I'm out of plates. Right, okay. I can put in rubber bushings. Do I have one of these rings? Here, we'll put in the inner tie rod first. We'll get that ring. Okay, and outer tie rod. Followed by a rubber bushing. And now we'll move on to the drive axle. And a drum wheel cylinder. Brake shoes. And a brake drum. Okay, so I need 2 shock absorber Bs and I need a leaf plate. So let's get those parts section, and we're going to search for shock. Where's front shock absorber B? I think I'll buy 6 of these, 8 of these, screw it. And spring should return the plates, so I'll get 6 of those. Do you know what? I'll buy some springs while I'm here. And let's buy 4 U-bolts, even though I don't think I need them. And that should do for now. Excuse me. Alright, so we'll get that plate in, followed by U-bolts. Excuse me, I have something caught in the back of my throat. Alright, there are shock absorbers. I suppose the wheel can go back on now as well, actually, since we're here. And we'll move over here. We'll get the shock in. And we'll get the wheel in. Excuse me. We are looking good. So now we can move down the back. And we'll get the wheels off first. Oh, look at that. Brake drum is in a bad way. Alright, that one's not too bad. I need to remember that. Right, we can move over this side now. Oh, shoes are in really bad condition. Drum wheel cylinder isn't much better either. Okay, shock, you need to be replaced. Spring needs to be replaced as well, so that means U-bolts are next to come off. Followed by the plate, followed by the spring. Oh, rubber bushings, of course. I have to get those out. Now the spring can come out. And now we can start putting parts back on it. So, spring, followed by rubber bushing, followed by the plate, followed by U-bolts. Let's see, I do have a drive axle. And I definitely have a cylinder. And I definitely have shoes. And I have a drum. Right, other U-bolt, or rubber bushing. Now, do I have shock absorbers? I do. And let's check our list and see how we're doing. Alright, so it's looking good here so far. That is fantastic. Alright, we still have 2 items, it looks like, here that we haven't done. Of course, we haven't put together the other side, but it's just a drum wheel cylinder and brake shoes. So that means that the wheel can go back on now. And over we go. We'll put in the drum wheel cylinder, followed by the brake shoes. It's our last set. And second-hand brake drum. And now we can put the wheel back on, and that should be it. We'll just quickly check that. Yay! Excellent. Right. So now we can drop her down. All the way. And I don't think there's any missing parts. I think I actually have it all together. So we'll do one last check. All done there. And all done there. We spent 2,800 on parts and we're getting 6,200 back in payout. And another job done. Let's quickly go to the repair bench and we'll recondition these last few bits. And we'll move the cars around. So this one now can go into lifter A. This one can go into lifter B. This one can go into lifter C. And we'll put this one into garage entrance 8. A, not 8. Jesus. Alright, let's check the phone real quick. And we're going to dismiss any non-experience orders. Like so. How are we doing on time? 12 minutes. Right, we should have time for this. Well, actually, I suppose let's look at it first. Car is loud. Oh, this is going to be fine. This is going to be manifold, mufflers, exhaust pipe, that kind of stuff. So we'll take a look in around the engine here. That manifold is fine. That one is fine. So it means that it's going to be all underneath. So we have to lift her up. And we'll get in under here and I can see already the rear mufflers there. Middle muffler, and exhaust pipe, rear muffler, and rear muffler. Right. Rear muff. Where are you? There we are. Want that. Exhaust pipe. Oh crap. I actually don't. I think it's this one, and we want 2 of them. And middle muffler. You know what? We'll pick up 4 of those. Can never have too many. And let's see if we have all the parts now. Yeah, it was a plain old exhaust pipe. That's good. And we got the right rear mufflers. And that's the job done. Excellent. Oh, that's great. That's some handy XP there. So we'll drop her down and we'll close the hood and we'll finish the job. We spent $940 on parts and we're getting $1,400 back in payout. Wunderbar! Can I recondition any parts? I can't. Right, so we're going to play musical chairs here again once more with the cars. Move them all over one spot at a time. So this one can go into lifter C now. And we have 2 spots open. We're going to check the phone again. And we're going to look for experience orders. Hey, we got one. Excellent. Right, let's, how are we doing now? 14 minutes. Let's take a gander at this one. Brake problems. That shouldn't be too bad. So I'm going to move this car now to the test path. And hopefully we should identify all of those brake problems. What am I expecting? Calipers. Brake pads. Yeah, that's basically it, is what I would expect from this. So brakes up the front, both left and right, are in very poor condition. Brakes down the back on the left are below average, and on the right are in poor condition. Suspension is next. Up front, both left and right are in above average conditions. And we're doing the rear suspension now, and it looks like both of those, left and right, are above average. Right, so let's move this car into lifter A. And we'll get her up on the first stage of the lift. We're going to pop the hood just in case the ABS pump and module is included in this. And we're going to take a gander. Sure enough, they're in shit condition. So we're going to take those out, and we're going to put in new ones, which is our last pump, and we're nearly out of modules as well. Alright, now we lift her up fully. We're going to quickly go to the repair bench and recondition that pump, and next we're going to highlight the parts that need repair so that we know where we have to work and where we don't have to work. Right, so this wheel definitely has some work on it. We'll take off the other wheel as well. Yep, so calipers definitely needs replacing. Brake pads, yep, brake disc ventilators. Moving over to the other side, calipers again. Brake pads are, yeah, they need replacing, and brake disc ventilated. And we should have these parts in store, so we can replace them straight away with all shiny new parts, or reconditioned parts. So let's get the wheel back on. Right, now I'm going to quickly go and recondition that caliper because we're at the last of our calipers. And now we'll do this side, followed by brake pads, followed by the reconditioned caliper, and we'll get the wheel back on. And now we'll move down the back, and we'll see what things are like down here. So same calipers, brake pads are fine. Brake disc does need replacing though. So wow, it's our last brake disc. The pads, we'll put the pads that were on it back on. We'll put, oh, we have to recondition the caliper. Right, let's do that now. Get that caliper back on. Followed by the wheel. And now we'll move down to the other side. And, oh my, yeah. Caliper again. Brake pads need replacing, and brake disc. Let's see if I can recondition. Just the caliper is the only thing I can recondition. So I think I need a brake disc. Yeah, let's just buy them now. So we'll do a search for brake. We'll get, do you know, I think we'll get like 7 of them. And we'll do the same for brake disc ventilators. And we could do it with some new shoes in stores, so we'll pick up like 6 of those. And we're running low on pads as well, so I think we'll pick up 8 of those. Calipers, we're really running low, so I'm going to pick up, yeah, 8 should be fine. And we'll pick up a couple of brake drums as well. We're fine for cylinders. I know we're fine for cylinders. So let's get this back together. Now the pads need replacing, as I recall. And I think this is the end of the job. So let's take a gander and we'll check off everything that we have done. It's looking good. Yep, all done. Fantastic. So let's drop the car down. What you could do with a paint job though, I tell ya. And one last check, all done. We spent 2,400 on parts and we're getting 3,700 back in payout. Not bad at all. Right, let's do musical chairs once more. And we'll move that one to lifter A. We'll move this one to lifter B. And we'll move this bad boy into lifter C. And we'll check the phone before we finish up because we're right on 21 minutes. Which ain't bad at all. It's perfect actually. Alright, no more jobs there. Right, we're going to leave it there for now. Thanks a million for watching, folks. I hope you all enjoyed this episode. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Do all that good stuff. It means an awful lot to me, and it makes a huge difference when you guys show your support like that. Anyway, my name is Winters, and I'll catch you next time. So until then, take care.